Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the Self Discovery Revolution Challenge. So, welcome, everyone, and hope you all had an amazing Wednesday. It's the 1st of November, it's a brand new month. And I am super excited because we tonight are going to be talking about the benefits of having a sisterhood community. And also, I have a grand prize drawing for the person who is going to be live tonight for the 365-day domestic violence healing journal planner. But before we do that, if you are watching this live right now, please hashtag live in the comments and please let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you are watching the replay, please hashtag replay. And I am going to be bringing on a very special guest. Her name is Trisha Manassas, and I had the pleasure of connecting with Trisha in the summertime. We connected. And, she has transitioned out of domestic violence. She took my Self Discovery Revolution Challenge back in late August, early September. And she is now a founding member of my domestic violence circle membership program. So without further ado, she's going to be sharing her amazing testimonial, which I'm really looking forward to. So let's bring on Trisha.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Trisha. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Angeline.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's a pleasure to have you here. It is a pleasure to have you here. So I have a question for you. What is the time right now where you are in Australia?
It's 11:08 a.m. in the morning.
Wow. Okay. So the time changed then, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because guess what? Our time is changing over the weekend on Sunday, November 5th. So, yeah. So, well, I'm so happy and elated and blessed to have you here tonight with us because I know, you have gone through domestic violence. So, where were you before taking my course and taking the challenge? So, where were you?
I was feeling really lonely and didn't have much support. I had anxiety, depression, and I just had that feeling that I wasn't good enough with myself. And I wanted more help. I was getting counseling sessions prior to Angeline, and that really helped. But that was like every month, which was not really much of support for me, where I needed more help to help me with taking control of my emotions, doing a lot of things for myself. I am also a single mom and have a son that have autism, which you can see in the picture. He is 13 years old, and the role of me being a mom to him and this whole DV was putting a lot of pressure onto myself. So I was basically at a state where I was having mental breakdowns, didn't know much about the different things about how to, release the emotions with myself. Like it was something where, like, for example, I felt like I was in a box. Like I felt like I was in a box that I simply couldn't step out of that box because I had the fear of going out, having anxiety, panic attacks every time I see things that related to my ex. So I had to find a way to for myself to do personal development, and this is where I met Angeline and did her challenge like this in her first challenge. And I was able to learn more with her first challenge and understand that you can move forward and do recovery with yourself with healing. It does take time. I took me time to rediscover myself. I actually did a social media detox for 1 month to relax a little bit. So I'm very grateful to have Angeline supporting me all the way through this program.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I know that you mentioned, and I'm very proud of you for all your progress. I'm very, very proud of you because I know, you were coming from a place where there was lack of support. Oh, here's Dawn Rose. Hi, Dawn. Good evening. How are you? Great to have you here, Dawn. Dawn has been showing up every single day. So, yeah. And I know, so Dawn, when you get a chance, you can go back and watch the replay. It's only like the first 6 minutes. So, what did you get out of the Self Discovery Revolution workshop? What was your biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway for me was understanding that it wasn't my fault, that it was never our fault, that what happened to us in the first place, because we were programmed in my mind that it was that, or in our minds, that it is our fault because they are putting stuff to us, putting us down, and also you get the blame and all of that stuff. So my biggest takeaway from your program was that it's not my fault, and also going on self-discovery dates and journaling, breathing techniques, meditation. And I needed a program to help me more to understand how I can move forward and have a recovery mindset to help me with myself as well.
Okay. So help with mindset. And Dawn says exactly. So, as far as the DV Circle membership movement, because I know that you were very interested. So when you took that, what went through your mind when you actually purchased the program from me? And I know that you started working on journaling. You were posting on Facebook. You were posting, like your testimonial and your biggest takeaway. Like you were really, really happy. I could see that you were glowing. Like I could see the progress. So in terms of, my DV Circle membership program, what have you gotten out of it so far through, our weekly, what have you got out of it during our weekly sessions and the modules?
Yes. So the first week I started doing journaling. I have been doing journaling prior to Angeline's program, but I had stopped due to the pandemic and my son starting high school. So I got back to journaling, and it really helped me to put everything down onto paper and start to focus. And then I moved into meditation, where I actually downloaded Angeline's meditation and been listening to that. I have made a Notion, a dashboard for self-discovery and healing to help me with her program. I've also done I've been listening to a meditation from another lifestyle YouTuber called Lavender that really helped me to refocus, where she
Right.
does the breathing technique at the same time. The next module was the breathing technique, where I was able to learn different techniques and have been using that every day. Just last week, I attended a DV workshop, and this area was basically a place where my ex used to work and works. And I was getting a little panic attack at that moment. So I decided to reach out to Angeline's breathing technique and use her breathing technique to calm myself down. And I really felt that I had control with myself when I had the anxiety or the panic attacks. So then when I reached to the place where my workshop was for domestic violence, I was really refreshed to be myself and, attend the workshop without getting distracted by if he's here or not. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And what have you gotten out of and I know that you also started to go out and practice some self-care also.
So before I did my social media detox, I went out and did a self-care day at a coffee shop. And I decided to do that, but unfortunately I couldn't do more because school holidays and a lot of things happening. And this time I'll be doing it again. I just need to find time to actually do that. It was really great to actually go out by yourself and enjoy the moment that you have without anyone with you, because it's a great feeling. Like you are able to connect with your inner self and get
Mm.
to know yourself even more and learn to love yourself as well. And just recently, I went to a hiking experience with my Bible study friends. Lucky enough, my mom was able to look after my son. So I did hiking at the Blue Mountains and
Mm.
gotten to meet new people, reconnected with the people that I've met previously. It was a good experience for me to actually get out and instead of staying at home all the time.
Right, right. And that's great. Now, with the workshop that you attended last week for the first time, what did that look like? And what was your biggest takeaway? Because I know that you were concerned about going to the workshop because it was near where your ex used to work. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And yes, and Dawn is saying learning to love yourself is the second hardest part. Exactly. 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 So, what did you get out of that you went in person? So, when you went in person, and now I think from what you told me, you also have an accountability partner too. So, you have someone that you can talk to and
So
guide.
when I attended the DB workshop for the first time last week, because it was the second week of this workshop, and they were talking about in the first sessions about the brain. And now I cannot pronounce the name of the particular thing that they were talking about. It's called the
Meaglia, I think it's
Amy,
called.
yeah, that one. Yes, that one. Where she referred it as a smoke alarm. And so when you are triggered by a panic attack or a like anxiety, depression, or anything that triggers your mind to trigger and make a response out of, your way of noticing that the smoke alarm is ticking or going off, where you can bring out the breathing technique to calm it down. So like when you have a smoke alarm, it will go off and you'll get the cloth, whatever, and you put it out. For us, we use our breathing technique to calm ourselves down.
Okay, okay. And did they give you like resources? Did they give you tools? Because I
They
know that you
didn't
shared
give us
some. Yeah,
they
go ahead.
didn't give us resources last week, but I was able to find them on Google and made my own Canva presentation or graphic myself to actually memorize what I've learned last lesson. They did tell us that they were going to give it yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't attend yesterday due to some medical issues that I had. So I had to regain focus with this workshop and say to myself that, look, I need to attend these workshops to continue the sessions, even though that I have a Calmy partner to work with. She is very helpful. She also came from a DV herself
Wow.
that wants to heal and recover, and she's willing to help. She's asked for me to, I'll give you a lift, I'll take you there to and from, have coffee dates. And the one thing that really stood me out in Angeline's program was creating a supportive community, that the people that can understand you and your situation. So I have the DV workshop where I created friends. I had Bible study where they fellowship members that they truly didn't care about what was happening around your personal issues, but they really care about that you're in that environment to learn the same thing. So they are willing to help you to heal and recover from what you're going through. There's another counseling sessions I've done, every week, where she gives me resources as well away from the DV workshop and Angeline's workshop. So I've got a lot of resources from different places where I could actually pull out toolbox and use them myself.
Oh, good. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Well, I'm very, very proud of you, Trisha, because you've made so much progress. And, going forward, what is your goal? What is your goal? Because I know that you have an autistic son and, that can present some challenges too, but you've done so well. I mean, we've had weekly sessions, and I know that you've highlighted some of your greatest experiences working with me. So, what do you see for you for the future? What are your goals?
My goals, and this is one of the questions that I got asked with my counseling session, and
Okay.
we focused on different like 4 areas, which I actually forgot at the moment. But one was working with relationships, like relationships with family, with friends, creating conversations with others. That's one goal that I can do, because going through the DV, we all think that it's our fault that we have, and we have our mindset to believe that we are not good enough. So when we try to tell people about a story or something,
Right.
they tend to look away at you because you keep repeating your story over and over again. And so I'm trying to learn how to create conversations with others that are relating to what they're talking about.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. That is awesome. That
Yeah,
is
and
amazing.
basically, of course, I really want to work and and do other things like leisure activities, but my time is sort of limited because of my son. And although he independent in some areas, there's some areas that he's not, and I just have the I'm not confident enough to leave him by himself.
Okay. Not yet. Not yet.
Not
How old is your son?
yet. He is turning 14 this month.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh geez. You have an amazing son and you have an amazing family and you've been able to bond with people, to create those supportive connections because that I know was really, really important for you. And
It was
also,
Yes,
yeah.
it was really hard to form
Mm.
relationships or have supportive community that can understand you. It was really hard, and just trying to find the right people is a big step for me, where I can talk to people like you or other people that are in a similar journey as mine that have. So, like when I went to this hiking experience, this is away from DV, but her son was also diagnosed with autism. And he's only 4 years old. And so I've connected with others. There is another one that I haven't connected with, but she did like a testimony with her Bible study, which she did on via Zoom. And she went through, like me, like a single mum going through DV with physical abuse and all of that. So I understood her journey, and I was crying myself because I could relate to her in a way. So there's many people out there that have similar paths just like you. You just have to sort of search which ones that are suited best for yourself.
Right, exactly. 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 Well, I want to thank you, Trisha, for being such an amazing special guest tonight, for day 3. So, for those of you who are watching the live, let me know what your biggest takeaway is here tonight. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the workshop tonight. So, Trisha, I know you probably have some things that you have to take care of. And Dawn says, thank you for sharing.
No, not a
So,
problem.
yeah. And, what I want to say is this: this is the benefit of social media. This is the power of social media, is to be able to connect with women from all over the world. Now, look at Trisha. I mean, Trisha actually came to, Michelle Gilroy Webb, who is my business coach. And basically, she came to me because she heard
Yeah.
about my program. So, networking, talking to people, like, this is the power of social media, because, traveling to Australia for me would be a 26-hour trip. It would be like 2 days. But for us, we can meet online on Zoom, and now tonight on StreamYard. So, this is the power that we have, that we're able to connect not only virtually, but also, Trisha attends a workshop now every week in her area. And that's amazing. And yes, I agree, Dawn. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the power of connecting with everyone from all over the world. And this is the power that we have of social media, and no one can take that away from us. No one. So, anyways, Trisha, thank you so much. Blessings and love.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, so it's a pleasure to have you here, and we will talk soon. And feel free to, stay for the rest of the live if you're able to. Okay.
And thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're
Bye.
welcome, Trisha. Okay. I don't like saying goodbye to people. Okay. So, anyways, in my opinion, that was powerful. Trisha shared a really, really powerful testimony tonight, and I'm really, really proud of her. She's accomplished so much, and she's thriving, and not, because there's just so much that you could be in survival mode, but she is thriving, and I'm very proud of her. So, anyways, we're going to continue tonight. So let me do this. Let me share my screen. And I did a self care today, and I got my hair colored and cut, and I actually got some highlights done today. So I took some self care time for me too. So self care is very, very important. So I hope that some of you will definitely do that. Right. Her story is very powerful. Her story is extremely powerful. So I'm very proud of her, very proud of Trisha. And, working with Trisha is a pleasure. It's truly a pleasure. And it's always good to hear a story like hers. Exactly. 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 Her story is having an impact on people's lives. So that is for sure. Okay, so we're going to go into day 3 of the Domestic Violence Self Revolution 4-day workshop. Today is day 3. And tonight we are going to be talking about creating supportive connections. And we are on day 3. So we are going to be talking about tonight the importance of creating a supportive community. We're going to highlight yesterday with the biggest takeaway. So please post your biggest takeaway in the comments below. And as far as the gift is concerned, I am going to do the grand prize drawing tonight. So let's talk about this, the importance of a supportive community. So in a domestic violence situation, similar to what Trisha had gone through, isolation is a common experience among survivors of domestic violence. And the goal here is to build genuine connections and to build a sisterhood of domestic violence sisters with the goal to share their experiences, offer support, and exchange resources. Because guess what? Let's see what Dawn. I started my day with worship music. Wow, that's awesome. You know what I started my day off with? I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and I was listening to music, meditative music. I did a Christian meditation. Then I did another meditation that was so serene, it almost put me to sleep again. And yeah, I play worship music too for self care. And when I was at the salon this afternoon, you know how it is when I was lying back, waiting for the glaze to settle on my hair, and I almost fell asleep. So I think I did like a little meditation at the salon this afternoon. So, anyways, that was always a good experience. So, okay, so let's talk about this. Where are you at? So, where are you at with having a supportive community and which one resonates the most? So, number one, okay, are you seriously struggling with seeking support? You love building relationships yet struggle with trust. And or number three, I would love to learn more about building a DV sisterhood community. So from one of these, which now are you struggling with seeking support? Is it a combination of one and two? Is it all of these? One, two, three, or is it just three? So please comment below where you are at right now. Okay, and then we're going to move on. So, the strategy. So, I am going to encourage you to connect with at least one other sister and initiate an ongoing conversation. So, in the comments, please initiate a conversation with one of your sisters and please hashtag initiate. And I think Trisha is still here. I think she's still here. So, when we initiate ongoing connections, what do we do? So, find things in common and schedule a virtual coffee. Now, I had someone reach out to me tonight. Okay, so number three. Okay, so okay, so let me see what number three is. Number three is I would love to learn more about building a DV sisterhood community because I know that you do have support, Dawn. So, okay. So, anyways, scheduling a virtual coffee. So, I actually had someone reach out to me tonight. She is doing a virtual speaking event next year, and she wants to get together on Zoom. So, I'm going to suggest a virtual coffee. So we get to know each other, and that's one of the things that I love to do is to have a virtual coffee. And if you can do an in person, that's even better. But if you can only do a virtual coffee, because we do live in a virtual world where, we're all spread out, that's really great. So I encourage you to exchange contact information and commit to staying in touch with at least one other person. And also, I am encouraging you to keep each other accountable and build that deep connection because that's really, really important, you know? So here is the recap. So building a DV sisterhood in a virtual community, which I was just talking about. So initiating ongoing connections is a concrete step toward fostering a supportive community that can significantly aid the healing and recovery process after domestic violence. I encourage you to take this commitment seriously and remind your sisters that they are not alone on their journey. By staying connected and offering ongoing support, you contribute to their own healing as well as the healing of others in the community. So please comment below in the comments, hashtag connections, because my goal here and what I am doing is building a community of sisterhood. And it's important that we feed off of each other. So tomorrow, which is day 4, we're going to please reach out to someone in your support network to express gratitude or offer support. Engage in active listening and open communication to foster stronger connections. And tomorrow, we are going to be live tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm either going to do a Zoom meeting or I'm going to go live on StreamYard because I've been having some issues with my Zoom account. So what I want to do is I may be able to do an online StreamYard webinar. So I will figure that out. But I do, I would love to do a Zoom tomorrow and we will celebrate your progress and we will do the drawing for the 365 Healing Daily Planner and move forward. And I'm also going to ask you to write down one thing you are proud of accomplishing during the challenge and to take a moment to celebrate your progress. So let's celebrate your wins, Superwomen. So tomorrow, I have an exciting announcement, implementation, and the DV Circle Empowerment Program. So let's get excited. And that is it for tonight. Okay. Tomorrow, you know what I'm going to do as far as the drawing. So I posted, you will catch up. Let me just see. I will catch up on posting my homework. Okay, that's fine. Yes, please post your homework here in the group and it will be accepted. So, oh, you're welcome, Dawn. And, I commend you for showing up because showing up, 90% of success is showing up. And, so I'm very proud of you that you showed up tonight, that you showed up for the 3 days. So, as far as the healing planner, I am awarding that to you tonight, Dawn, because you showed up. So, what I will do is I will send you the link, tonight so you can take a look at that. And yes, as far as the posting the homework, definitely post the homework so we can see what your biggest takeaway is. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Dawn. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Very proud of you. You're doing amazing things, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm very happy to award the Healing Journal to you. So, all right, everyone. So, if you're watching the replay, #replay, and let's work on building those supportive connections. And as far as catching up on the homework assignments, that's fine. Tomorrow night I'm going to go live at 8 p.m. Eastern, so I would allow about the same time, 45 minutes. Tonight was a little bit longer, so get ready because it's exciting things are happening. So I wish you all an amazing evening. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Trisha. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.